Hi, this is Wayne Trammell from the Kevin Eikenberry Group Remote Leadership Institute, co-author of Long Distance Leader and Long Distance Teammate. And I want to share with you today a moment of my humiliation. Let's talk about transparency here. I was on a panel discussion not too long ago, and I was, how do I put this gently, the senior member of the panel. Very, very smart young business owners. Several of them were the CEOs of companies, and none of them was over 35. And so I was kind of talking about how working remotely can make communication a little tricky. And I mentioned that for the first time in recorded human history, over 70% of our daily work in white-collar jobs is done in writing, and that's a really big deal. And one of these young CEOs, as respectfully as he could, basically slapped me upside the head and said, and I'm paraphrasing, yeah, old man, it might be a big deal for you, but we have been doing this our entire life. We grew up in the age of texting. And so written communication for many of us is our preferred method. There's less getting stuck in the hallway, having to listen to your story about what you did on the weekend. And, I can get the answer I want and get the heck out of there and let you get back to work. And it's much more respectful to work in writing than it is. And I thought about this because I've had a couple of moments in my life where I've had to re-examine my relationship with technology and how I think about work. And, if we're sentient human beings, we've all had those moments. So I listened to the feedback and I thought, yes, that's right. I have a 28-year-old daughter who I still am trying to convince that phones convey voice as well as text. But I thought of something else too. And this is more than just telling the kid to get off my lawn. Just because that is a preferred method of communication, does that mean it's the right one? Does it mean that those of us who have spent lifetimes building relationships and engaging in social interaction and being face-to-face with both the advantages and inconveniences that goes with. Trust me, I've had plenty of conversations I would have rather just sent a text and pretended it was over. But this is an important question. We have to think about what is the immediate purpose of the conversation, what's the transaction, and for that, texting, Slack messages, emails can be incredibly efficient, and they're very often the right answer. On the other hand, there are times when you can use those tools, but are they the right one? Are they helping to build relationships? Are they picking up subtleties in conversation that may not be there? Are they helping you network and actually get some enjoyment out of your job? And so I've taken the feedback very seriously. The young man who said this was a very smart guy and far more successful than I am, certainly than I was at that age. But it does force one to ask the question, which is, just because it is easy, fast, inexpensive, not time consuming to communicate in writing, and it may be someone's personal preference, does that make it the right communication forum for this particular job? Over the long haul, will it help to build relationships that make work easier over the long haul? And so I'm just going to put that out there. I've had to kind of think about this and maybe come off of my crotchety old man soapbox a little bit on the subject. I had to do the same thing with emojis. I went from these darn kids to understanding how important they are, precisely because written communication isn't rich. And so using emojis helps to add richness and context to what they're doing. At the very least, they let you know when you're kidding so that you don't overreact to something. That was my latest moment of kind of having to think about this. I hope that by telling you that story, it might give you a moment of pause as well to think about it. If you are dismissive of immediate synchronous text communication, why? If you think that's the only way people should ever communicate and you should never have to talk to another human being, I'd ask you to ask yourself if you have ever been caught up in texting drama in your personal life, and then ask yourself, could some of that have been avoided? That's it. Asking the question, getting you to think about it, letting you know that even though I am the author of books and stuff, I still have a lot to learn about how humans communicate and how the workplace is changing. So I leave you with that today. Have a very good day. If you're interested in the future of work and how things are changing, and frankly, how as leaders, we need to develop new skills and new frameworks for how we think about things, join us at the Kevin Eikenberry Group, the Remote Leadership Institute. My name is Wayne Turmel. Feel free, reach out to me anytime, LinkedIn, email, whatever, Wayne at remoteleadershipinstitute.com. Have a great day.